Welcome to another episode of Maverick Approach. Maverick here, and again, the one and only Devon True.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're here.
Man, we got a lot to talk about.
We do.
There's been a lot going on, and we've been busy. So we've been doing a lot of podcasts, traveling. So now we're catching up on everything that's been happening. So I want to dive right into it because I found something really crazy. Pizza.
Oh.
Here we go.
Not again.
Right away.
Not again.
Pizza is in the news.
Shout out to Hillary Clinton.
Uh-oh.
Miss Pizza herself.
I mean, her nickname is Hillary, so I'm just saying.
She kills shit.
But there's been pizza deliveries mysteriously going to certain judges' houses across the nation. Did you hear about this?
No.
So this is what's going on. So there's anonymous pizzas being delivered to various homes of judges. Now, this is just happening, but one particular judge, a pizza gets delivered to her house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the name of her now deceased son. Now, all these other pizzas that have been going out to judges' houses, they're all in the son's name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the judge's name is Esther Salas. So who is that? So some years back in 2020, her son actually got murdered for answering the door by another delivery. Okay?
Her son got murdered.
Yeah.
By a delivery guy.
So he wasn't delivering pizza. It was a FedEx guy. He was dressed up as a FedEx guy.
Don't open your doors, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this happened in 2020, and it was an attorney that she was ruling over at that point. He didn't like what happened during the case. He comes back, doubles back, dressed as a delivery guy.
Wow.
Says, hey, is she home? No. Sprays up the place. Son dies, and then even the husband got hit too. He's alive, though. Right?
Crazy.
Fast forward. Now, 2025, this is happening to where it's kind of like an intimidation tactic, right? So all these judges are receiving these pizzas. And Trump, he signed, since he's been in office, he has signed over 100 executive orders.
Okay.
So these judges, a lot of them have been ruling against his executive orders.
Of course.
So now they're getting pizzas. So what does that signify? It's kind of like, yeah, you better do this, this, and that. But the pizza part is very significant. Because you know, like...
Of course. Pizzagate and, yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that I kind of put the pieces together. I'm like, okay, what does this really mean? Because what is this alluding to as far as these pizzas being sent out? Like, what are they trying to say? Are they PDF files? Are they trying to say, because why pizza? Right?
Why pizza?
I'm just saying, like, that's very odd. Like, and they're saying that they're trying to track these people down. All these pizzas are being sent, which is, messed up that they are using the son's, name, being that he's deceased now.
Savage.
Yeah. So, do you remember that interview I did with the girl who said she was trafficked to Steve Jobs? You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, shit, yeah. I forgot about that.
And remember her dad?
Yes.
Who was her dad?
Her dad had the first pizza delivery service.
Online delivery service called CyberSlice. So I was thinking, I was like, wait a minute. CyberSlice, and this was back in, the late 90s. And I was thinking, okay. And when I talked to her, I was like, this sounds like the first Pizzagate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So she was like, yeah, it is. So I was thinking that, okay, circling back to this now, like, and they're sending people these pizzas. I'm like, who are these judges? We got to look into their backgrounds.
I think somebody's trying to tell us to look into these judges. We should do some research on who these judges are and their backgrounds because, somebody's trying to tell us something.
That's what I mean. So Could it be that these people may have some nefarious acts going on behind the scenes, and they're warning them with these pizza deliveries, right?
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
So the cyber slice thing was very interesting because, man, that whole rabbit hole was crazy. Like, what she told me, allegedly, she got trafficked to Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs was the first person to invest in this company, Cyber Slice, and that was a whole front. So that was her thing in saying she was, the dad worked for the CIA. Her whole family was hypnotized. And it's like, what's the real business? Because these pizza deliveries, man, they don't go away, right? I feel like a lot of these pizza places, I'm not saying all pizza places are into that, but they're doing very well for themselves.
They are doing very well,
And it's weird that, Obama says, I want $65,000 worth of hot dogs, too.
Talk about it.
And you don't rent pizza for an hour. Just saying.
And these are actual emails, y'all. These are actual emails. This isn't like... You know what's so crazy to me is that people don't realize... you know what it is? People don't really know what to... They're focused on the wrong things. Let me just say that.
Yeah, and I think they don't know how to put together the nuts and bolts of everything. And when they see these things, it's very easy to dismiss. Be like, there's no way that's a real email. But, like, if you go down the rabbit hole and see that Hillary was trying to get rid of her servers, throwing them in pools, smashing them, all that is documented.
It's all there.
So why are you doing that if it's not real?
I mean, throwing your laptop in the pool is fucking nefarious as fuck.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, it's very telling to where, like, now it's coming full circle with these pizzas. And it's really weird that, when Madison Clares, that was her name. She was saying that the dad worked for the CIA.
It's always the CIA. You know who else that they said was working with the CIA or was working with the CIA?
Who?
So I believe it was Cassie's best friend who worked for Mike Myers, the actor, Austin Powers.
Yeah, I heard about
that. She said that Mike Myers asked her to correspond with the CIA once she started working for him.
Right, and this is the former assistant, right?
This is the former assistant.
Okay.
So in Austin Powers came out in 2003, right?
Right.
They tried to say...
No, 2002. So the first one came out in 1997.
Okay, the latest one came out.
The latest one came out in 2002.
02.
Yeah, 02.
Okay, in 02. So you have Austin Powers. He's supposed to be the spy. He's supposed to work for the CIA. They tried to say, like, he went to the CIA headquarters and, that was all to promote the movie, but...
7 years removed.
The press didn't come out until 2009.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I saw that I was like, wait a minute. Because it was an article on Entertainment. I think it was Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah.
And they put out this whole article and saying like, oh, Mike Myers visits the CIA naturally. But I'm like, naturally? Okay, well, the movie came out 7 years ago. So where's the press link?
Why are they promoting a movie?
That's what I thought. I was like...
7 years later?
Yeah, I was like, well, that's the link. They're like, oh, well, he's just there. But that's the thing. They hide things in plain sight.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they cover their tracks for times like this. Oh, look, he was promoting a movie. No, right. Hollywood has a fucking division in the CIA.
Yeah, like Hollywood works closely with the DOD. They have an entertainment media fund. They have a whole department that works with Hollywood, so it makes sense. So it gives more credence to that as far as the CIA working with Hollywood, the government working with Hollywood.
That also kind of makes you think, like, are all these celebrities chosen?
I think so.
I think most of the celebrities that we know were fucking chosen.
Okay, hold on.
And they're
tangent.
Not who we think they are.
Quick tangent. This is going to blow your mind. So peep this. I just found this out. Talking about people who are chosen, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that Tom Hanks is related to none other than Abraham Lincoln.
What?
Yeah. His mom, Abraham Lincoln's mom, her maiden name is Hanks.
No fucking way.
They're distant cousins.
Tom Hanks and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, they're related.
If you start looking into a lot of these people, a lot of these fuckers are related.
Yeah. Like Angelina Jolie and Hillary Clinton. They're cousins.
Is that just by chance?
No.
Is that just by chance? I'm going to ask you guys, is that just by chance?
I don't think so. And that's the thing. So with Mike Myers visiting the CIA, and now it's all coming out that Diddy's former assistant say not only that assistant who they named Mia, a.k.a. MIA, that she set up that whole thing for Mike Myers, but also she worked for Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife.
Oh, God.
It's a whole
all
circle.
Of these people, it's like it's all connected.
Right?
It's all connected.
So that's what I mean. So like you start looking behind the curtain, you're like, oh, okay, this person's connected to this person's related to this person.
The hip hop police were also, it started with Diddy too. I don't think people realize that.
How did it start with Diddy?
Well, when they had a department for like hip hop artists.
Yeah, I remember lightly.
That started with the Bad Boy era.
Oh.
So was Diddy kind of working with the police or the CIA at that time?
How is it that Biggie, as big as he was physically in the car,
yeah,
and all those shots rang off and they only hit him? Like,
what if Biggie got shot from inside of the car?
That's a great theory.
Had anybody ever thought about that? Because how many people were in the car and Biggie was the only one that got hit?
Yeah, and then that's the thing. He's a big guy in the car, so but now so I'm saying like, but you're spraying up the whole car, and Diddy doesn't, he doesn't die. Same thing. I always kind of question Suge's thing too, because Tupac, he was in the car, he dies, but Suge doesn't.
Right.
And then their theories are saying that Diddy was responsible for both deaths. I don't know about that, but I do think he may allegedly be linked to Biggie's death.
Diddy.
Or to Diddy's death. To Biggie's death, Diddy was.
Right. Well, I mean, you also have Keefe D, who's been saying Diddy's paid him off. Him and Orlando. I think it's Orlando, not Orlando Brown. What's the guy that shot?
Orlando. Yeah, his name
is not Orlando. The guy that supposedly killed Tupac.
Isn't he dead too now?
Yeah. Who?
The Orlando guy.
Orlando's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keefe D is, I think, Orlando's uncle. I want to say.
So they were getting paid by Diddy, correct?
That's what Keefe D said.
To kill who? Tupac?
Pac.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
it could be. I don't know. Do you think that's going to come out in the case, though?
Well, I think that'll be a shocker if they, like, after this whole thing, they're like, oh, here's this other indictment. We're going to indict you on this murder. Now,
Maybe,
because they already have him in custody. I would feel like if you're going to get Diddy, now's the time to get him, because once he gets out, there's no telling.
right?
I mean,
they're trying to pin like a RICO case on him. That's falling apart.
Right.
Nobody else is in the RICO with him.
Right.
It's not how RICOs work.
Right.
Then you have the Kid Cudi thing, with him trying to, blow up his car, but that's still
Slippery slope.
Yeah, we don't have any evidence.
No evidence.
He wasn't in the car, so it's not attempted murder.
I think people need to realize this too. Diddy is a billionaire. How many billionaires have we seen go down realistically in history? Historically, how many billionaires? And that's not to say they're probably some of the most evil fuckers on the planet, right? Some of these billionaires. But they have so much money that they can literally pay everybody off. They can pay anything.
They're not playing by the same rules.
Yeah,
billionaires aren't playing by the same rules as everybody else.
Right.
When you have money and power, the laws get stretched, they get bent, some of them get broken all the way, right? And think about this. Going back to Diddy in his case, why is Mike Jeffries out on bail? A $5 million bail.
Somebody tell us, please.
So Mike Jeffries gets hit with the same charges with trafficking, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. So he gets off. So are they using him as a scapegoat?
Right.
Not to say that Diddy is innocent. He done some nefarious shit. But all these other people are getting off.
Lucian Grange.
It's very odd, right? So, and I think that when it comes to these other people who are just as powerful and know just as much, if not even more, they're starting to get off. Like, they're starting to just fade to black.
Cases peeling away. We're seeing it fall apart real time.
Do you think he's going to get off?
No, just for optics, he's not going to get off because too many people were pissed off that he gave Cassie the fucking 2-piece in the biscuit.
Yeah.
You know, so just off of that alone, they're going to give him something, but it's going to be a slap on the wrist. He might get out by Christmas, end of the year.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't know what his career is going to be after that, though.
He's going to get into church. Mark my word, guys. Diddy is going to get into the church. That's the only way out. That's the cop out for people who have done fucked up shit.
Yeah.
They just say, "Oh, I gave my life to God.
Yeah.
I'm a good person now." He's going to start this big mega church. He's going to end up like Jake. Oh, what the fuck is his name?
T.D. Jakes?
No, not T.D. Jakes. What's the white guy?
Oh, Joel Osteen.
Joel Osteen. He's going to be like a Joel Osteen.
But here's the thing. Speaking of T.D. Jakes, so he just stepped down, and they were calling him the power bottom, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Like,
to be a pastor and to be a power bottom is fucking nefarious.
yeah. But the thing about that, though, so he steps down, gives the church over to his, I believe, his daughter. And he's connected to Diddy, so it's a perfect segue for Diddy to go right into his church and head that up.
Right. Some rumblings. It's some rumblings. It's not, I think he's heard something and he's just, trying to cover his ass and trying to get his affairs in order.
I don't know. I feel like, man, all this stuff is just weird. I feel like we're literally in like some type of tangent, like timeline, like all this crazy shit happening.
Yeah.
And it's been feeling like that since like 2020.
Since Kobe died. I want you guys to really think about it. When Kobe died, shit got weird. Because then COVID happened. And we all know that shit got, we know what the fuck happened.
It was Kobe, then it was Pop Smoke. Remember that? That was crazy.
That was like back to back.
I remember that too. It was just like, damn, one thing after another. And we had like the best party ever, like going into 2020. People still talk about that party. Ain't no Diddy party though. No Diddy. It was a regular party,
Regular party.
Yeah, it was like, and I knew 2020 was shaping up to be very odd. I'm like, damn, this is a great party. That was like the party of the year.
Yeah.
Going into that, then the whole world shut down. You had Kobe, then Pop Smoke, then you had, obviously COVID.
Yeah.
And it was just, the whole year was just messed up. But since then, it just hasn't felt the same.
Yeah.
It was been really
off.
weird. Like, you know what? It kind of gives credence to, I found something else that may correlate with that. Scientists just found that there theoretically may be a mirror universe just like ours.
See, I've heard about that.
Right?
Shit's going reverse, right?
So it's an versus opposite, like time is moving backwards.
Yeah.
Complete mirror version of ours, which makes sense. So these scientists, Neil Turok and Latham Boyle, they are, physicists that looked into this, and they're using this method called CPT symmetry. And what that is it's loosely based on dark matter and studying the universe and whatnot. And they concluded that there is a mirror universe, just like ours, time's running backwards. It's like opposite land.
Crazy.
Right? So you think about it, it's like, since 2020, have we went into a tangent? Because nothing... See, the other theory, too, is that the world actually ended in 2020. Have you heard that theory?
I've heard something like that.
They said the world ended in 2020, right? And since then, we've been off on like a tangent and another tangent, splinters of time. So that's why everything just seems weird and nothing just is cohesive anymore. We've like been seeing alien, sightings. Like a lot of stuff is being disclosed right now.
Yeah. Hollywood is completely fallen.
Hollywood's in shambles.
Hollywood's done.
Everything's different.
Yeah.
So you just think like, are we in some like parallel tangent universe? So that gives more, leeway to a universe that's opposite. It's kind of like that movie Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I was just talking about that with somebody.
Yeah, remember that movie?
Yeah.
And that was a great movie, by the way.
Classic.
And I'm a big movie buff because they always put it in the movies.
Yeah.
And I think it's called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
All at Once.
Something like that. But basically that is the multiverse. And if you notice, a lot of movies lately have been about what?
Multiverse.
There you go. You have Endgame and Infinity War, that movie. There's been so many movies lately. Doctor Strange, like Loki, which was a great. That wasn't a movie. That was actually a TV show. That was a great TV show, but it just makes it more realistic because it's like we have these different scenarios. It's like this would have never happened 5-10 years ago, and it makes you wonder, where are we right now in the timeline and like what universe we're in? Because now they're literally discovering opposite timelines that run backwards.
Right.
And it's really weird because what if that is true? What if we have different timelines that's merging in on each other, or we're in splinter timelines, which could be true? Like, what if Hillary Clinton won the election?
God.
What if, COVID never happened? What if... And they even have that with Marvel. They have a what if series. Mm-hmm. It's called What If. Like, what if this happened instead of that? What if, they have different scenarios, which I love because it gives the possibilities of what if this happens and whatnot. So and time is it's a construct, but it really doesn't exist. We only exist in the plane of 3D, so we experience time as linear, right? Mm-hmm. But outside of time, it doesn't exist. That's just something you can control, right? It's like a remote control. It's like when you are in the fourth or fifth dimension, time doesn't exist. It only exists to us in this plane. So what if they already had that technology to go in and out of dimensions? AI. What if that is already something that is possible?
Yeah.
And they even said, I just read a study that even with AI in 6 months, we may be able to be transcendence, like, come as one with AI.
What
Basically, humans and AI can become one.
That's been their plan the whole time. And that's why they're trying to kill gender roles and gender, and we're in the same fucking bathrooms. I've been saying it for years. They've been why are they putting us in the same bathrooms? We're two different genders. Why are we in the same bathroom?
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Yeah. It could be.
Anytime they plan, because 9/11, like you said, was a 33-year plan.
Right. This could be another 33-year plan.
Another 33-year plan.
Yeah. It could be. And that's something that's not far-fetched because, again, where we are with technology, where we are in politics, the world, the state of the world right now. Mm-hmm. We've seen some wild shit in the past 5 years. Nothing's off the table.
Nothing.
Right?
Literally.
So I could see that to where it's we become one. It's like that movie. It's called Transcendence with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Where he becomes AI and he becomes one. He has his consciousness shifted into the ether.
Sounds like Neuralink to me.
Yeah. Elon. And Elon just left the administration.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to say it every single episode. Elon is building an army of robots. I know somebody that works at Tesla, you guys. So just know cars isn't the priority anymore. That's why he doesn't give a fuck if you guys set your cars on fire or put fucking stickers on the car that says. I saw one person put a sticker that says anti-Elon Tesla Club. How fucking stupid are we?
That's the biggest paradox of all time. So you're buying his product, but still like anti-Elon?
Do you think he really gives a fuck?
No, he doesn't care.
The man's a trillionaire, right?
Yeah.
He really doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't care.
Right? So, like I've been saying, we need to keep an eye on Elon.
Yeah.
We should definitely watch everything he's doing because, now that he's a part of, he left the administration, I mean, God knows what the fuck he's up
Yeah,
to.
that's what I'm saying. So like they're still saying that he's giving them support with Doge and whatnot, but he's not really feeling that new bill that they brought out, the beautiful big bill, wherever they call it, and he said that it's gonna bankrupt America. So it's very interesting. I just think that he probably didn't like the bill only because it probably didn't have some of his agendas in there. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I can think of. But he's not really with it, so that's why he's like kind of exiting. He's still on as an advisor, but that's pretty much it. And he doesn't like what's going on with that bill particularly. He's saying it's going to bankrupt America. In which, I don't know, I haven't looked at the entire bill.
Yeah.
Only thing I do know as far as the tariffs, in March, I believe we brought in about $6 to $8 billion in tariffs. And then April, it was a good $16 billion. And then this past month, they brought in $22 billion on tariffs.
Love it.
So people were saying, oh, well, the importers pay that tax, and then it raises, this passed on to the consumers. And I did a video on that. That's not entirely true. Mm-hmm. It can. That's up to them, and it depends on what products. It's a lot of little finite, information in between that. Mm-hmm. But it protects jobs. That's one thing, because you have foreign entities coming into the country, establishing, whatever they're doing, taking their money, and then going back home.
Right.
Instead of setting up shop here. So, since then, we've seen a lot of companies set up shop. Hyundai, John Deere, they did a $20 billion deal. So a lot of companies are starting to set up here. So that brings jobs.
Shout out to Trump.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think you're going to get everything right. I don't think, sometimes you got to rip off the Band-Aid, and we have a lot of mess that we have to clean up.
Got to clean this bullshit up.
Right? So it's not going to be overnight. He's only been in office for, 6 months?
Literally.
You can't fix it all in 6 months.
You can't even really fix it in a full term.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah.
But you can set it up for the,
You can set it up.
Yeah.
So I think that's we're taking the right steps as far as that.
For sure.
Right.
Go tariffs.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. With tariffs, that's how our country was ran before. And since, the Fed has came into play since its inception, our purchasing power has gone down 98%. Nobody wants to talk about that, though.
Nobody.
And the taxes. So it makes sense to get some income, have it taxed, go to the store, then you're taxed again. Then they have a gas tax when you get gas. And then you have state income tax. You have federal tax. You have all these different taxes.
Tax us to death.
Yeah. So how does that make sense? And then why are we paying taxes if they can just print up the money?
Make it make sense.
Nobody has answers to these questions.
People are paying attention to bullshit, so half the time. But now I feel like since it is a great awakening happening and more people are more interested in this shit, then it's an important time in history for us to keep spreading the message, because people are listening.
Yeah, and it's the time. I think that it's the most important time right now, because everything seems like chaos and there's a huge shift. Mm-hmm. But within that, there's opportunity, there's change, because since the dawn of time with politics and the two-party system, it's been really corrupt.
Right.
So up until this point, we have an outsider now who's shaking things up. Now, I'm not saying he's an angel. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he's the man for the job right now.
For sure.
And that's the conclusion of that talk. That anybody who wants to, argue that, I welcome that. Cool. But I just look at the facts. I look at action, how fast he's moved. Mm-hmm. Again, we're just talking about executive orders. He signed over 140 executive orders since he's been in office. It's a lot going on. There's action. So, he's closing up the borders. I don't see the problem with that.
There's no problem with that.
So
where's there a problem with that?
Yeah, a lot of stuff is being exposed.
As it should be.
But I do have a problem with Kash Patel and the FBI right now. The only thing about that is he's saying Epstein didn't, basically he said Epstein did kill himself. And
He's saying he killed himself.
Yeah.
Or he unalived himself.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Interesting.
So that's the part I'm like,
interesting.
I get it. It's for optics. You want to say that, but come on, we're in the climate.
You know what though? I think that people are so basically in the government. It's only so much control. These are figureheads. These people are all figureheads at the end of the day. So if Epstein is alive, he's in touch with some powerful people, and he's able to be like,
Yeah.
tell these motherfuckers that I died.
I think that, well, for one, I don't think he's dead. That's one.
Yeah.
Two, allegedly, and I've seen footage, but don't know if it's completely real, but there is drone footage of Epstein on his island. He's back on the island, and they showed him with somebody else, and he looked up, and
After the fact?
yeah,
Oh, I gotta see that.
yeah, I'll show you. But that's what I mean. So could be, could not be, could be.
So do you think Cash Patel is compromised?
No, I don't think he's compromised. I think that he knows the truth, and that would ruffle a lot of feathers, and maybe you have to settle the dust first before you can kick some more up, if that makes sense, right? So, like, he just got in there. We gotta handle this with, kid gloves. Like, we can't really go balls to the wall. We're like, hey, yeah, Epstein, it's a lot.
Yeah.
We got the Diddy thing, we got Epstein, we got a lot of moving parts. So, and that's the thing, whoever's on that list, it does affect them directly, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So do you think he has buddies on the list?
I don't think I don't think he has buddies per se, but he knows people that if he does expose this the way he should, then it's going to cause chaos on a level to where we've never seen before. So sometimes you'll have to okay, we'll roll it out when we need to roll it out. Which, obviously everybody wants the list. Everybody wants to handle this now.
Just rip the fucking Band-Aid off, man.
We need that list, but, they were toting around these lists and oh, we're here at the White House, and they had these little pamphlets.
That's what I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't
all
like
the optics.
I hate
Yeah.
optics. I hate games. Just don't play.
Right.
Fucking come out and say it. If you're just gonna, So that's what makes me kind of not fully trust you, to be honest. But hopefully it comes out.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So I guess we'll see with that. I don't know.
Watch Cash Patel. I'm gonna just say that.
I want to believe that he's doing a good job.
Same.
We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. Let's get this right. Don't say, oh yeah, he killed himself, because that night the guard fell asleep.
Come on.
The cameras went out.
Oh God.
Just saying. All this happened?
But then you want to tell us, yeah, he killed himself.
How? He hung himself from a bunk bed that's this high?
He's fucking
no.
And Epstein's tall, right? Epstein's
I don't think he's that tall, but he's not.
He's not short though.
Yeah, he's not short.
I want to say he's almost 6 foot.
But the fact that and I believe they said he tried to unalive himself the first time too. I believe
that's what. Yeah, I heard
something
that.
like that. And then he successfully does it. But I don't know. Then you see the body, and it looks like Hollywood makeup, and it didn't even look like him.
Bullshit.
Ears is different. I don't know.
Bullshit.
That's what
bullshit.
All right. So you were saying that you saw something about some.
I keep seeing an asteroid.
Yeah, the asteroid thing.
They keep talking about an asteroid's gonna hit Earth soon. Yeah. But how many times do we hear that? I feel like that's like the bullshit rollout that they do. The media rolls out. Oh, asteroids are gonna get how many times we haven't seen an asteroid really do damage on Earth in a long time. And they're talking about that volcano that's 2 miles long. Where is that at? You heard about that?
Yeah, the one that just went off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
You know what? I haven't done too much research on it. I just saw it, and I want to look more into it. Yeah, that volcano. I want to look it up, but
they keep talking about these fucking asteroids, and I'm just like, dude, what are they about to roll out?
Yeah, I think it's a distraction. Let's see. Volcano eruption.
Is.
This is in Etna, Mount Etna. So this is in Sicily. Yeah, Italy's Mount Etna erupts, sends tourists fleeing. So this is in Sicily. So yeah, But when it comes to that they said, okay, so I remember I did a video on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was city destroying, like 3 of them, city destroying asteroids headed our way, which is a distraction.
Always is.
And here's why. Because we always get these city destroying, earth destroying asteroids, and again, they put it in movies to scare us and say, hey, this could be happening. How many movies? We had Armageddon.
I mean, it's how many movies didn't we have it is the real question.
Right. So these asteroids, they come and go, right? So they're like, oh, it could destroy these cities and whatnot. So I was thinking, well, what is happening? The financial system. They always distract us from that. So at that time, at the same time, guess what's happening? We had Robinhood file for real-world assets tokenization. We're talking about Dubai. They just started their tokenization platform for real estate. Major shift is happening. If nobody knows what tokenization is, blockchain, I suggest you get into it like yesterday.
Facts.
It's a $30 trillion opportunity. Nobody knows about this. So all the institutions, while they're getting into it, they're distracting you with asteroids. They're distracting you with this list that we're never going to get. They're distracting you with all these other things. Meanwhile, all the institutions, the VCs, all the big boys, all the banks, they're getting into crypto. They're getting into blockchain, tokenization, right? So just the other day, I just saw that JP Morgan is now going to offer collateralized loans with Bitcoin ETFs and other tokenized assets.
Wow.
That's what's happening. Nobody knows this. Same thing with Bank of America. They just put out a press release saying, hey, you guys should buy Bitcoin because we're going to offer that to you soon. Citi Token Services, Citibank.
Oh, yeah. I got Citibank.
Citibank Token Services. Look that up. They're offering digital assets. But nobody knows this because we're worried about city destroying asteroids.
And Diddy.
And whatever else they throw at us. They're trying to bring COVID back.
Bill Gates is trying to buy Africa. Did you hear
Oh,
about
yeah.
that? He's like, I'm giving all of my worth, all my net worth to Africa.
Yeah, he said he's giving his, $200 million or
$200 billion.
Yeah,
to
and
Africa.
he's going to give, I think he said 1% to his kids or something like that.
That's never believe Bill Gates, guys. And we're doing Fuck Bill Gates Day, where it's going to be farmers markets. We're going to celebrate, everything natural. We're going to detox those fucking stupid vaccines you got in your body.
So you know what he's doing as well, right? Like with the atmosphere. So what he's doing is that he is funding initiatives to block out the sun. So he's spraying, and this is happening in the UK as well. They're spraying, and this has already been, not if, they're already doing it.
It's happening.
In the UK. They're spraying stuff in the atmosphere saying, hey, we're going to block out the sun because it's better for us. It's more healthier. All these UV rays that we're getting are toxic. They cause cancer.
So we've been dealing with the sun for 1 billion years, and now it's toxic?
Right. But here's the thing, what people don't understand. So first, anyways, what this spray does, this spray goes into the atmosphere, and it's a reflective type of material. So when the rays hit it, it reflects and goes back into the atmosphere. Now, what people don't understand, as far as the sun rays, it's not the sun itself that's toxic. It's what you put on your skin to where it's a reactive to where you get hit by light. Whatever's in your skin that's toxic, that's what causes cancer.
Sun is a catalyst. The sun is a catalyst, y'all. So whatever the bullshit you eat in your body, that's why I'm so serious about what I put in my body. Whatever you put in your body, like you said, it's going to come out.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
So people think that putting on sunblock is good. What's in the sunblock? A bunch of toxins. So what's going to come out when the sunlight hits it? Toxins. The skincare industry is a scam.
1000%.
So it's like, well, if you put on, the toxic lotion, or it could be anything that doesn't have the right ingredients or like something natural, it's gonna have that reaction. So people are thinking that, oh, the sun is giving me cancer. It's like, well, why? How does that make sense? when everything natural, we're trying to turn unnatural. Everything we have on Earth actually heals us.
Facts.
Plants,
Facts.
food, everything we have comes from the Earth. This is why, the pharmaceutical industry doesn't like, alternative medicine, because all that is rooted in natural and, things from the Earth.
Right.
So, and they can't patent that, like things from the Earth. So that's why they put chemicals in them to make them man-made to patent them. Right? So that's the only method that they can do to control it. So that's why they don't like that, because they can't monetize it.
Right.
So again, people think the sun rays are bad. But going back to Bill Gates, I don't trust that at all. He's trying to invest in Africa because he knows that's the fastest growing economy right now.
Yeah.
It has all, we've been there.
Yeah.
Like the dirt is I've never seen
Very
dirt like
rich.
that. Like there's a lot of minerals, there's a lot of wealth
Just
there.
Resources.
So why do you think he wants to give all his money, all his hard-earned money, to charities out there?
You think-
And come on, bro.
Like Bill Gates, like he's doing something from the goodness of his heart. This motherfucker wants us to eat bugs, and he's chopping down millions of trees a day.
Yeah. And why do we listen to this computer guy anyway about anything about climate or health? Don't you make computers? Stick to making computers.
Stick to making computers, bro. So you're fucking globalists.
Yeah. So, obviously he has an agenda, and I don't believe that for a second.
Not at all.
At all. So that's very, very odd, and I would definitely keep a close eye on that.
Fuck Bill Gates Day coming soon. Fuck Bill Gates Day 2025.
Facts.
Jeep Fest too. Bring your Jeeps.
We gotta do Jeep Fest
for sure.
Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, that'll wrap it up. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go to maverickapproach.com. I have all my courses on there. I actually have a new program on there for you guys called Break the Matrix. It's my community to where I'm teaching you everything in depth when it comes to blockchain, crypto, you name it. All my books and materials are all in there, and you have access to me once a week. So we have weekly calls as well. So make sure you guys join Break the Matrix. And then, again, Devon True, plug away, whatever you want to plug away.
Yes, sir. Yeah, make sure you guys follow me at Devon True, DEVONTRUE, on YouTube at The Devon True, and reskill, and stay vigilant.
Yes, sir. Nothing is what it seems. Peace.
Question everything. Question everything.